Hello, everybody.
What is that?
Welcome to Inside the Booth. What's up? What's up? I am
Happy
your
Tuesday.
host.
Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Sorry.
It's Happy Tuesday, the 5th, the day after 4th of July. I'm your host, Dan the Law Arena. We got Dreaming Tabitha right next to me. Ba-doom! And so, we're having a good time.
Yes. And we're glad that you guys are here joining us after the holiday celebrations.
Mm-hmm. Good holiday celebration. How was your 4th of July, Tabitha?
It was pretty good. Had a friend come to town. Some of my plans fell through, but then I was able to hang out with a friend of mine, dear friend of mine, and actually, I wasn't sure if I'd even get to see some fireworks, to be honest, because the wind started to pick up, and then there was a bunch of clouds in the sky. We were supposed to get rain, but I did end up seeing some fireworks. We were walking around inside of a plaza, just went out and about. Actually, we went to go see a movie. I saw the last Jurassic World movie thing.
Yeah,
And
it was okay, right?
we actually saw like a handful of drunk young people set off fireworks in the parking lot and then had the mall security
escort them out.
Nice. It was a pretty good 4th of July, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's right.
How was yours, Dan?
Oh, it was interesting. My family went off to camping and for the weekend. And obviously, I was still here on Sunday, so I did not join them with the camping thing. But yesterday, we decided to go up to my grandmother's house since she's still alive, and Uncle Mike is there. So, and they had some fireworks. I got to light them all and run away.
You were some fireworks. Were these homemade fireworks?
No. If they were homemade fireworks, it would probably have been better. But because I know how to make a bomb, but I won't tell anybody that.
Right, gotta be careful on YouTube. Professional, YouTubers here.
You four YouTubers that are watching right now.
You can't, can't talk about things.
That's it. No, but it was fun. He had a couple from last year that he didn't set off, and then he bought some this year. Uncle Mike did. So, and we got to watch them. I mean, they weren't like spectacular fireworks, but they were fun. They were the ones.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, get together with the family. That's always fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and we had like some barbecue, and we had homemade coleslaw. It was a great 4th of July, even though it didn't go according to plan.
Right. I had Chinese food for my 4th of July dinner.
Hey, that's okay.
Yummy. It was good.
America is all about diversity, so there you go.
That's right. American Chinese, I should say, because
which is perfect because it's patriotic month. Every month should be patriotic, but this month particular.
This month is more special.
That's right, which kind of goes along with our movie theme this evening.
That's right.
Or choice, I should say.
Choice. We are reviewing Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Milo Gibson, starring
Andrew Garfield, Sam
one of the Spider-Mans.
That's right. That movie would have turned out a lot differently had Spider-Man been there.
That's right. That's right. Spider-Man would have saved.
And Vince Vaughn was in this movie. I totally forgot that he was in this movie. What a great job he does. Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah. He's a wonderful guy. He's funny too.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Especially when he's yelling at the guys in the bunker there.
Oh yes. We'll definitely have to mention that scene as we go along. Let me get my notes over here.
With Mr. Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Hollywood. Oh my goodness. If you guys haven't seen this movie, well, we're going to tell you all about it in our standpoint. And, and at the end of the episode, we'll tell you if we recommend this movie or not. Because we're about to dive into it, people.
Yeah. And this movie was really good. I liked it. The plot is obviously run by a true story that really happened in real life. And the main plot was, I guess you could say, was how do you say his name? Dawson, Dawson,
Dawson.
Dawson, Dawson, or Dawson, Dawson, Dawson,
Doss. I thought it was
Doss.
Doss. I can't
Whatever.
even.
I
Hang
don't.
on. Let's
I
take a
don't
look.
remember. Anyways, so the movie was about him and basically how he didn't want to touch a gun, and his convictions were really strong about him, to where he kind of, but he wanted to serve in the military, and through that he wanted to do it without killing somebody, and the military is not used to that, but obviously they had no grounds to do what they wanted to do with him by kicking him out. And then basically at the end of the near the end of the movie is the main section of where he saves about 75 wounded people up on Hacksaw Ridge there. And yeah, I mean, what a great movie. Made me laugh, cry, stand in suspense. I say stand because I was standing while I was watching.
Otherwise, he would have been sitting in suspense.
That's it. So it's a very impressive movie. So the plot, I'll give a point.
Oh, okay, right out the bat there.
Yeah, right off the bat. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean this movie it's not your typical war movie, because as Dan was saying, in the fact that yes, you have, let me see, let me just double check what his name is. Desmond Doss, that's what it was. Desmond Doss.
Not Doss.
And he was a Seventh-day Adventist,
Yeah,
and he had, I guess, some turmoil in his past to where it convinced him after reading the Bible as well, that all killing was wrong. And so he wanted to do his part for the war against the Japanese. And like Dan said, his convictions told him that he didn't need to kill anybody to serve his country, and he stood by his values, and
he stood by that conviction.
And he wasn't. He was bullied harshly. I say bully, like that makes it sound like just backyard school kid stuff. Like he was abused essentially, in many ways.
That's really what you call bullying.
Yeah.
Now that's real bullying, everybody.
And
where you get beat up for no reason.
Right, and on the brink of getting a court martial and going into prison. But there was if you will, a loophole. It wasn't really a loophole. It was just a part of the Constitution and part of the rights that nobody ever thinks about. Because obviously, when you're going into the military, it does not cross your mind that you wouldn't train with a weapon, because that's the point of the military. But he wanted to go as a medic and save lives and help people versus killing. So yeah, this wasn't really, like I said, a different kind of military movie, because it wasn't focused so much on the war effort as far as kill the enemy as it was stand by your brothers at arms and rescuing them and doing your part where you're at. So I give this movie, or the plot, a point as well, because it was different. Like the first time I watched this, you kind of hear what the movie's about, but it's really not until you see it, because you just, like a war movie, everybody's shooting people and blowing things up and whatever, and this is a nice turn. It's still action-packed, don't get me wrong. There's still lots of blood and death, lots of death.
It takes place in the World War II.
No. Was it?
Yeah, when the Japanese did that bombing to, what is that place?
Okinawa?
No, the other. I can't even think of. They bombed us. Remember in that little cove there?
Pearl Harbor.
Yes. Thank you. There's actually a movie about it. Pearl Harbor. Duh. I'm so stupid. Yes. So that's another reason why he wanted to join. He said after he heard about Pearl Harbor, he took it to, he took it personal, he said, if you remember that scene. And so, yeah, World War II, this takes place. And I believe his father fought in World War I when he was in France, he said. So, yeah. So it's very interesting. It's cool.
It is a very emotional movie in different ways. Like sadness, frustration, anger, joy for the good moments and everything like that, because he, got married to this one lady that he met and everything, and it was just, it was a good plot. It's really about rescuing and standing, kind of like what Benjamin Joyner says over there. He really embodied, "I will never leave a fallen comrade." Yeah, leave no man behind. Yeah,
he did. And he did resemble also the actual Doss, but at the same time, he's missing his mustache. You see those pictures of the real Doss?
At the end.
He's got the mustache. Come on, Andrew Garfield. Where was your mustache?
He didn't have his mustache the entire time. Not all the pictures had him with a mustache.
Right. But most of them had him with a mustache. So I was just thinking, why not have a mustache?
What's really cool about this movie, too, as far as the plot goes, is that I was looking up, just like we did in last episode, where we were reviewing another great film, that I at the moment can't remember.
Glory?
Thank you, Glory.
You're talking about last on Sunday?
Yeah, I was like, what is that? So
last
Glory.
Episode, that movie,
I could see some of the images, but I think it's because the first time I'd ever seen it that I kind of forgot the name. But anyway, I was checking out the historical accuracy, and apparently lots of people had gone to Doss because of his amazing story, because he won medals and Medal of Honor and all that kind of stuff. And they wanted to produce a movie or a show about him, and he wouldn't do it because he was afraid that they would not get it accurate. And eventually, when the right people came along, and I think his son kind of helped convince him, he finally said yes, as long as they were as accurate. So there are a few inaccuracies to this movie that only help to move the plot along, but don't actually change the substance of the guy himself. Like they said, a lot of the bickering between him and his father, who had ended up being a drunk, that was not part of the original story and things like that. And Smitty didn't actually exist either, but it just kind of helped to move it along. But so apparently this movie is quite accurate. Oh, and one last thing, I think you'll find this cool, Dan, is that scene where he's being lowered from Hacksaw Ridge all the way at the end when he saves all those lives, he actually, this is really cool, did not go down on that stretcher himself. He actually got off of it and made room for another soldier. And while he was waiting, he got shot, I think it was in the arm by a sniper, and he waited on the ridge for 6 more hours before they went and came back and got him. And Mel Gibson decided to omit that and change the way that was done, because he said he didn't think anybody would believe it. So it was such an amazing moment in history that it was almost far-fetched, because it was so monumentous and heroic.
Right, and I'm sure there's other reasons. I think another reason to change it is because it's not as theatrically pleasing to the eye.
It wouldn't have helped move the story along. It's at the end of the movie, and we basically would have
up there for 6 hours. I mean,
he wanted to end the movie somehow.
And he's sitting up there for 6 hours.
So for the storyline, I could see how that would, theatrically, move it along, and so that was interesting. So there's still more to the story than what meets the eye in the film, but
cool. Of course, it's a great movie. Vaughn says, "Yep, great movie." Well, with that being said, why don't we take a commercial break and say hello to some people?
Yes.
Kaylee D is here, if she's still here. Hi, how are you? We got Benjamin Joyner, of course. What's up, Benjamin? A faithful, newest and faithful Patreon member.
A faithful newest
Patreon member. We got CMDR Phil. I don't know.
I'm going to assume that's Commander there.
Oh, is that supposed to be Commander? Oh, with the I see it now. Oh.
Yeah.
Great. We got. Oh, go ahead. What were you
I was just saying, JT's making fun of my computer.
Oh yeah, because the fan that's going.
I can't help it, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. Your computer's old and it's heating up a little too fast.
It is.
You should get a little fan, and like one of those desk fans with the clip. kind of clip it near it and then blow on the computer.
Yes, that's just what I need to add. More sound effects.
More sounds to my fan. I have mine running. I got like 3 fans hitting my computer right now. You can't hear it?
Do you have a computer or a laptop?
Oh, it's a laptop.
Mine's a laptop too. Okay, I don't know. Mine, it's just noisy. You know what, guys? You could always, if it bothers you that bad, you could always consider supporting us on Patreon and Inside.
That's right. You do a one-time. You can give us a one-time $1,000 so we can give Tabitha a brand new computer, or you can support us for $1 to $5 to $10 a month, and as we save up, we will get Tabitha a brand new computer. Just for everybody else.
Just for you guys. That's right.
Just for you guys. And then we got David Gravy D. Thomas. Wasn't he Gravy D? Wasn't he Mighty something at one time?
Mighty Duck. Oh yeah, he was Mighty Doug Thompson.
Yeah,
and you kept calling him
that's right.
Duck.
So and I called him Mighty Duck. Okay, yes, Mighty Duck is here. What's up, Mighty Duck?
JT's like, I derailed. Yeah, well, you did derail, but that was a great segue for us to, advertise our Patreon. So thank you, JT.
Oh,
my computer is beneficial for these moments. See?
That's true. And everybody, you can also buy some stuff.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Indeed, it is beautiful. You can buy some really awesome merch like this hoodie that I'm wearing at our merch shop. Oh, and the do-rag. You can get our Manflix t-shirt. You can get mugs, koozies, whatever you need, whatever your heart's desire. Check out the description box below.
And I'm thinking of putting up since it's Patriotic Month, I'm thinking of making a patriotic type style t-shirt. So maybe you guys will enjoy that, which I will work on this coming weekend. So
because there's never a wrong time to be patriotic, guys.
That's right.
And I wish for that moment I would have had a clip of an eagle just spreading out and like, but I've fallen short. But anyway.
Yes, so that's another way you can help support us, everybody. You can, and when you do that, you can also get a shirt. So it's like you're giving something to us, but at the same time, you're still getting something from us. So that's always a good deal, right?
Give to get.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll just say hi to JT anyway, since we already said it. We got Anonymous on the chat. What's up, Anonymous? We got the Science Fictionary. I can't say that last part of it.
Coruscant. Radio. Star Wars Dan.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say croissant. A croissant.
It's good enough.
Radio Underground, yeah. And we got George Lucas. I always love when George Lucas comes,
He liked one of my videos today, and I was just so touched that George Lucas himself, the father of Star Wars, would take time out of his busy schedule. Well, I guess he's not busy because he's retired now.
Yeah, he's got eyes, so that must be he's watching us. Does that mean you're lurking, Mr. George? Yeah. You see?
Maybe he sees something he likes over here.
Oh, that too. That too. Maybe over there on yours as well.
Yes, my merchandise.
Merchandise. Yeah.
Anyways,
yes, thank you. Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching us and being a part of this show. We love you guys and everything else. We're not done. There's no way of me going, oh, we're done. No, we're not done.
We're just feeling oddly affectionate tonight, so we just figured we would, share that with you.
Anonymous, we are also doing well. Thank you.
I'm pretty fantabulous. Thank you for asking.
That's right.
So, what's next on our agenda, Dan?
All right, next will be acting. Back to the show, everybody.
Back to the review.
Acting. I love these actors. I was never a Andrew Garfield fan for a long time. And him as Spider-Man really wasn't that good. But he brought his A game to this movie. I'll tell you why, though. I think it's because of the director, Mel Gibson. You know,
Yes.
because Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson is a pretty
He's a great-
gifted director as well as actor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. And so I think Andrew Garfield in this movie did a wonderful job. He did a good job as Spider-Man in the newer Spider-Man movie, where he makes fun of himself as the Spider-Man that he was. So that was a fun little segment there in
Yeah.
that movie. You didn't like that part where he made
No.
fun of himself? I did. Oh, I
Yeah.
couldn't stop laughing at that part.
I mean, I guess it was okay. I just, like you said, I'm not a big Andrew Garfield fan, and I'm not an Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man fan, but I would rather have Andrew Garfield than Tobey Maguire, and that is a whole nother conversation to be had. So,
anyways, so yeah, this movie, I think the acting was spot on. Everybody did a wonderful job, and I love the accents that they had, and the Elvish Lord is in this movie, so that's always great.
oh, Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. Hugo.
Man, I tell you, it's a good thing that Peter Jackson nabbed him when he did, just because of the aging process there.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, he's also part of the Matrix.
No, he's in a lot of different things.
He was the bad guy in the Matrix. Oh, he's also Red Skull in Captain America.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think he did a wonderful job in this movie as well. I think he was. I don't know. He didn't have to act weird. I don't think he was a drunk and he was mean. He was like an angry guy in this movie, but at the same time, it was like emotional anger because of the war and that
he was a broken man.
He just didn't. And then his sons decided to join the army, and he's like, and
right, because he didn't want them to see the horrors that he had seen, and he kind of does it at the dinner table. That was also another thing too, was the fact that apparently his other son didn't join the army; he joined the Navy, but they just changed that for the sake of the storyline.
Oh, okay, gotcha. He still said that. I don't know if he said it in real life, but he said to his son, he'd rather not bury his own son either. Have to go visit that grave site with his son in it. So
yeah, it was rough. He did a really good job. Like, Hugo Weaving is just a really gifted actor anyway.
Yes.
And to see him in these different roles, we're familiar with him as Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith. I liked him as the Elf Lord better than
Elrond. Elrond is the bee's knees, man.
I think way better. I liked him way better then than in the Matrix. The Matrix was kind of.
Well,
I like the Matrix movie, but it's
just a whole nother character. It's kind of hard.
It's weird
because he's it's almost at the same time like he's stoic and angry at the same time, which is impossible. It's a conundrum, a paradox, but at the same time, it's just how it is. And he's just kind of the Matrix is kind of I like the Matrix a lot myself, but it is a strange kind of movie. So it kind of takes you out of the box with Hugo.
But he did a great job here too. And I think Mel Gibson's son, one of his sons, was in this movie. Milo Gibson.
I'm not familiar with his sons.
Yeah. Oh well, they're not. I don't know. They don't like the limelight like Mel Gibson did.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing, but it would be nice to see like a younger version of Mel Gibson out there somewhere.
Going freedom. That would have been like really good.
Yeah.
Like a nice little Easter egg in there.
Right.
I think Mel Gibson takes his films way too seriously to do something like that, but it would have been fun.
It would have been.
For real. So do you give acting a point then?
Oh, yes, of course.
One other character that I was interesting I forgot was in this movie is Sam Worthington, and he's most known for Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar.
And Clash of the Titans, but mainly Avatar. And
Avatar.
I think he did a good job in this movie. Like, he didn't have this huge role, but it was an important role, and he did it. He executed it successfully.
And he plays another military man, like in Avatar.
In Avatar. And Vince Vaughn, man, I just think he was
Vince
so great.
Vaughn
like Vince Vaughn's great.
Yeah,
like my
is.
favorite movie with Vince Vaughn is The Lost World. But I've seen him obviously in numerous other things, and to see, a lot of times he has like a sarcastic and funny attitude, and with
Right.
this, it's like, okay, so that scene when he's walking into the barracks,
in the beginning, yep.
one guy's got a knife in his foot. The other guy is totally naked and trying to cover his man parts, and he just walks past him as if nothing is out of the ordinary. He's like, I'm going to take care of this later. I'm just going to let him sweat a little bit, which he was. The guy was just standing there like mortified.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I'm like, to me, when I saw that though, I'm like, what are you expecting? Like, you can't just walk around naked in the military and not expect some kind of pop-up inspection or somebody important to walk in at any time, like in the middle of the day, no less.
Yeah, what was he doing? Just pull-ups. He's like naked pull-ups or something.
And that was just good. So him, and then the way he's yelling at the guys in their face, and he's like, you look Indian or Native or whatever like that. He's like, no, sir. He's like, I'm Polish, sir. He's like, I don't believe you. You've got to be some kind of Cherokee or Choctaw or whatever that. You know what I'm going to call you? I'm going to call you Chief out of respect to your people.
And he's like, thank you.
Sir. Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant.
And it was just a good scene, like such a great opening scene for Vince.
He got to be a little comical. He got to be himself a little bit in there,
Like he wasn't trying to be funny. It's just the uncomfortable situation that just made it funny.
Yeah, exactly.
He did a really good job there. I would give acting a point too. One thing, it doesn't really have to do with the actors themselves, more about like the cast, well, not the casting directors, but like the director and also the makeup artists and stuff like that. It's just like their teeth are too white. I know that sounds weird, and this probably will lead into cinematography later on, but it's the fact that everything, I'll just go ahead and say it, everything is so gritty and dark, and then you just got these brilliant, perfect teeth shining everywhere. For me, that was kind of distracting.
I didn't notice that.
When they're on the ridge and they're all crying and they're covered in soot and dirt and blood, and their teeth are just perfect. Like, to me, that was a distraction. So, one scene that I found weird, though, to be honest, it was almost like this macabre wet t-shirt contest scene. Okay, it's when they get him off of the ridge and they decide to clean him up, we get this we get this angle.
It's like it's showering him or something.
And I guess again, maybe this goes into cinematography, kind of going off. I didn't know where to place this, so I just put it into acting. But yeah, we're looking up at an angle.
Well, this is cinematography, so since we're talking about that, we're going to give acting, and you can keep talking about what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, I already gave acting a point. So we're looking. So as far as cinematography goes, guys, this scene was kind of strange because we're looking at an angle upwards with Andrew Garfield's bare torso, and the sun is shining behind him, and they're pouring a bucket of water over him, and it is falling in a very kind of like nice waterfall style. Like it's not just like it's like, and I just thought this scene is really weird because
I don't know, it didn't bother me.
Okay, it bothered me because of the lighting, the angle of the camera, the way the water, and it was just like, that's a really strange way to like wash him off. Like I would have, if he would have dunked his head in a bucket of water, I could have totally gotten that. But this scene to me was just kind of
I think
weird.
He was like cleaning up all the way, because the next scene after that, he's walking around in the medical,
in the recovery,
and
in the recovery tent,
looking and asking where certain people are and stuff like that. So.
I know, but still, it just like seemed like a weird way to wash off. And again, for me, it was just the angle and the lighting and everything. I was like, this is not sexy in any way, but it's almost like this attempt at a gruesome kind of sexy.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not feeling that. So, I'm not
No,
getting it.
I
So,
guess it was kind of weird. Yeah. Rogue is
but
saying naked pull-ups. Isn't that just naked? Celebrity Jeremy says, but it's naked pull-up weird. I don't understand what that means.
um, I'm any
Rogue,
kind of activity.
yeah.
I don't know.
Rogue says about your
No.
bathing scene. He says it's not meant to be sexy.
I know it's not meant to be sexy. I absolutely 100% know that it's not meant to be a sexy scene. It's just the way that it was shot, I found to be a little odd. That's all.
It could have been because of the sunset.
I think it was the angle and the sunset
the angle,
behind
yeah.
is what made it
and the
weird for me.
way the water was kind of running slowly.
Yeah,
down
it was just a
instead
nice
of a
waterfall, and
splash.
I'm just saying, I've seen plenty of L'Oreal hair commercials, all right, with the women under the waterfall to know how this works. And so this just seemed really, that just kind of reminded me of a really weird, grotesque kind of shampoo commercial, okay? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. But, I mean, I like the cinematography. In the beginning, though, in the beginning, though, there's a lot of clips that do a lot of panning, like when we first get introduced to him when he's an adult, like we are panning and then we're panning again and then we're panning, and that I felt like I was watching the first Hunger Games movie, and it just kind of like, okay, calm down. And then it just settled down. I don't know what happened, but then it did really good. There was some cool stuff, like the overhead shots of the guns when they're carrying them, and you get to see, unfortunately, the dead bodies underneath the earth, the explosions. Yeah. And that was
you
really
see like
cool.
a head with no body there. You see like a half a body, half a torso, stuff like that.
So I give cinematography a point as well. Even in the weird scene, it was done
even
well.
In the weird scenes, even that weird scene was done well.
Hey, GilkMan, good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Milkman? How you doing? Welcome back to social media. By the way, yeah. He was taking a break, I believe.
See you and salute you.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, Anonymous, that's funny. Wash money and links for real, man. So yeah, I did enjoy the cinematography as well. I didn't have too much gripe about most of the scenes, shots. And even that the weird scene that's weird. I don't know, just because the way it was filmed, and it wasn't that long. It was maybe like not even a 20-second, shot.
Yeah. Oh no, it probably was like what 7, 8 seconds.
Yeah. It didn't really bother me that much, just because it wasn't there that long. If it was longer, then maybe it probably would have bothered me.
Or if we had a close up of him while the water's pouring down, yeah, it just would have gotten creepy then.
Yeah, but the only thing I kind of recognized during that shot was like all the blood that was coming off and all the mud and the dirt. So I was like, okay, they're just cleaning him up.
Yeah, I knew what they were doing. It's just
right. So Milkman says my social media is going to be locked for about a week or two, maybe longer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody.
I thought you were already. Period. Yeah, I thought he was already on his rest period, but maybe not. Maybe he's giving us an exception. Thank you.
That would be special.
If you are, that's lovely. I love it. But yeah, I did enjoy the shots of the cinematography, and I think they probably did have a drone or two. I mean, because you can see like when they're on the cliff part, you see the thing come around to where the
Yeah, I mean, it could have been on a crane or an arm, all that.
It could have been too. Yeah,
but I mean, I think we had the technology for drones at that time, didn't we? What year did this movie come out? 2016.
So yeah, we had the technology.
We had it.
It was not an 80s movie.
No, it certainly was not. I just couldn't remember when in the 2000s it came out. Like 2016, guys, is not that far away, but somehow it feels very far away.
It does. Didn't we have a different president back then that we just elected in 2016?
Even still, like movie-wise, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, even some of the older actors in this movie, they still looked younger in 2016. Like now, they don't look that young. I don't
Well,
know why.
2020 was rough for all of us.
Probably.
Well, not me, but for most people.
For most people, yeah.
Most people, I was fine.
Man. So yeah, so I'll give cinematography a point,
Cinematography gets a point.
and then now we're on to music.
Music. I think the music was great.
Yes, me too. I did enjoy listening to the music, kind of like the music for Glory.
No, no. Glory does not even hold a candle to this movie as far as the music goes. Certainly not.
I think they're pretty close. Well, I think they're pretty close.
Very
I don't think it was. No, who did the music for Glory again?
James Horner.
James Horner. Okay.
They were going to try to get him to do the music for this.
Oh, did they try?
But they tried, but it didn't work out, and they got somebody else. Good thing they did. Not that James Horner is a bad composer. I was
going to say Hans Zimmer, but who did the music for this one?
What's his name? I should have had that written down. Yes, I should have.
Oh, I'll look it up.
My apologies, people. Music composer. Thank God for the internet. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Hope they're doing well. It was Rupert Gregson Williams.
Okay. I don't know who that is, but
neither do I.
Apparently not as famous as like Hans Zimmer and James Horner.
He's done movies like Abominable, Over the Edge, Winter's Tale, a B movie. He did The Legend of Tarzan, Bedtime Stories, Here Comes the Moon. He actually did Aquaman and Open Season.
Okay, so he's got a different style.
Wonder Woman. So he's actually a lot more popular than we give him credit for. There's like a whole bunch of movies that he's worked on.
All right, so anyway, yeah, I think he did a great job in this movie. Mel Gibson picked a good guy, someone good to do the music for this. Definitely did. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd also have to give some kudos to the sound effects. Like I thought they were really well done too, and so well timed and just placed so good. I mean,
what would you say about the computer graphics? Because I think some of that fire was computer graphics.
Yeah, okay. I did notice that when they had the scenes with the I guess they're blowtorches, are they not? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that you could kind of see some of the edge. Yes, you could see the edge of it, even though they overlaid it. So you have the guy with the flamethrower back here, and the fire's coming this way. They had soldiers in the foreground so that it's easier to blend and merge with. But it just seemed like there was a little bit of a seam at the end of some of the fire when it came out. And so I don't know if some of that was computer generated or if it was all legit.
I'm sure a lot of it was.
So I mean, I thought
I'm sure they didn't okay, you stand there. I'm gonna.
Well, they might have if they layered it, because a lot of times movies will do that, so it looks like it's together in one scene. But I couldn't say, but I did notice when they first started using the flamethrowers that to me instantly I was like, I wonder if that's computer generated. It may not have been, but I did think that. So.
I'm sure some of it was, and maybe some of it was just an overlay. And some of it was computer, and I'm sure.
But overall, I thought it was really great. So yeah, I give music a point, and the sound effects and all that. Did you give?
Yes, I would give music and sound effects a point.
Couldn't remember if you did.
JT says, "I spy a flamethrower." Yes,
you do. Made by our friend Whitey Wicked Workshop. And some assembly required.
That's right. And JT did all the graphic letterings and stuff.
Did he? I didn't know that. Nobody told me.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Inside the booth, the flamethrower.
You're going to have to check out Dan's video.
I love this one. That's right. Go check out that video, everybody. It's a great video of me putting it together. Yeah, Dave White. He kind of had different parts already together on it for me, and all I did was the simple gluing of the other pieces. It turned out great.
Woo!
I was a couple of seconds too late with that one. But I was like, I got you. Oh my God. Never a wrong time for Ric Flair there. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny? People are writing about, or Benjamin did, a lesser World War II movie, and one of my faves is When Trumpets Fade. Never heard of it. If you get the opportunity, check it out. Sometime, lower budget. Oh, okay acting, but great story. Yeah, that sounds good. I bought some of these other movies. I was in a kick for like World War II type style movies and stuff, and these all came from the Dollar Tree. And I was going to do a video of
the Christmas truce. Oh, is that about World War II when they stopped when the German was it the Germans and the French, or was it Germans and the English?
I don't know, but
stopped
anyway,
on Christmas Day.
I bought a bunch of them because they had like a bunch of World War or like war type style movies. That time that I did go and buy them, and I was going to do a video. So in the past, I did some videos called Steals and Deals with Dapper Dan, which I might go back and start doing again. And that's where I get a lot of my steals and deals is from the Dollar Tree movies, and you get to watch some interesting B-rated movies, and some of them turn out good, some of them don't, but it's fun to do anyways. So if anybody out there would like to see Dapper Dan doing Steals and Deals again, let me know.
Wait, who is this Dapper Dan? Is it Dan the Law or is it Dapper Dan?
It's
Are they two different people?
They are two different entities of the same person.
Dan has multiple personalities or something. Two different entities.
That's funny. Full Metal Jacket's a good movie, yes. So yeah, the Flags of Our Fathers. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that one, but sounds good. Sounds patriotic. Let's watch it. So what's next? Well,
Stay on target.
Almost there.
Stay on target.
Again, just a little late because I was about to go.
You were taking it like, I gotta play it now.
You better hurry up. Yeah, so what's next is the allegory of this movie. And this movie kind of has an allegory in itself that you can already tell because Desmond Doss is a Christian believer, or he calls himself a Seventh-day Adventist. But basically, they believe the same thing as Christians. So I call them Christians anyways all the time. They just, there's slight differences in their beliefs and convictions. But, I love the fact at the end of the movie where they're talking to the brother and to him, the two real people, real people, where his brother says, once you get somebody that has a conviction, especially for Desmond, once he was convicted for something, he stayed on that. He stood on that conviction his whole life, and that is awesome. Everybody has
we lack.
Something we lack nowadays. Everybody has their own convictions, of course,
but to stick with them.
But to stick with your conviction and to say, you know what, I understand what you're saying, but my conviction is still this. I mean, people's convictions may grow and turn into something else, but it is really cool to see people standing up for their convictions of what they believe in, and don't waver from that and stuff like that. And that's what he did. He didn't waver from his convictions because he truly believed that God didn't want him to hold a gun. because he almost killed his dad.
And his brother.
And his brother, yeah. And God didn't want him to beat people up because of what his brother said. So,
yeah,
you know.
it traumatized him, but I guess I don't want to say in a good way because no trauma is really good, but like God can use that, in a way.
Yeah,
and
change.
And heal you, and he became a remarkable hero for our country. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah. And he truly was a hero, saved 75 people all by himself. That is nuts.
Well, and apparently there was more to his story than what was just in there, because of the fact that they say that, of course, this movie it moves pretty quickly, because obviously we, like you were saying before, we don't want to sit there for 6 hours waiting for him to get rescued after he just did everything. But this over a period of different times, I thought I had saved the information, but was just the fact that he had been in numerous places and had been awarded the Bronze Star and everything like that for all of his courageous things. And so I would encourage anybody that if they're interested, that do some research outside of this movie, just for history's sake,
Yeah.
This man's worth reading about.
Yeah, I like what Benjamin says here. God gives us stipulations like that sometimes. If he had picked up a weapon, he may have broken the protection God had placed on him. That is so true too.
Everybody's got a calling.
That's so true. That's very possible as well. God does that for reasons, and he tells us things for reasons. And even though we're all different people, personally, you have to follow what God says to you for yourself,
Right. There are certain things in the Bible that are standard. They're black and white. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man comes to the Father but by me. Like, that's a standard. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your upbringing is. There's no changing that. But there are certain things, like with this man who believed that God, like when they thought he was crazy because he talked to God.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was like,
well, God,
I'm not crazy. He's like, it's not like it's an actual conversation. He's like, it's just, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, being
so good, so true.
Being with your values, sticking with your values. I kind of had that for my allegory as well, but I kind of built off of that. Basically, was that there is power in being consistent. Not only is it admirable because it's like, wow, they stuck with it, but it's like there is a certain power that comes with consistency.
I'm gonna butt in real quick. I love, just because it came to mind.
No, it's okay.
I love the part where Desmond grabs the rifle, and Vince's character's like, it's a little too late.
A little late for that
now. And he's like, huh? And then he rolls the gun up in a cloth, and he's like, get on, I'm gonna drag you.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, so he did pick up a gun, but he kind of used it as a different kind of tool than a weapon.
Yeah. It was cool. That part was cool.
But I was just saying that there's power in consistency, in the fact that you can influence others, that you can give strength to people, and they will give you respect. So at the end of the film, everybody looked to him. Like they made fun of him, they bullied him, they abused him. But they wanted to see him out. But the fact that he, no matter what he did, and you know what, here's the thing too, it doesn't matter if you are a good person or a bad person. Consistency is respected. I mean, you look at like gangsters, bad people, they have a certain respect and they have a certain reputation that gains them respect, because even if they're doing bad things, they stick with what they say. And now, while of course we would never encourage people to do bad things, being consistent, I mean, that is something that is also, like we're saying, is lost.
That's what is it called? Admirable. People,
right? It's a characteristic trait that
they'll follow that.
Nobody cares about it anymore. We're just like, well, I don't want to rock the boat, which I can testify is it's very difficult sometimes to stand by your principles and your beliefs and be consistent.
Yeah.
But it's so important. So important. that you do, because you don't know who's watching. You don't know how you could impact other people. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, because apparently reading a little bit of his biography here, he was a very humble man. He wanted to make sure that God got all the praise. He was just doing what he thought was supposed to be the right thing. He wasn't trying to make his mark on history. He wasn't trying to gain the acceptance of other people. He was just like that one scene when his fiance comes to see him, and she basically, because she was emotionally distraught, she wanted him to change his principles.
Yeah,
she didn't think it was fair.
Wave it around. Don't be fine. You don't have to use it. Yeah, and he's like, no,
he was. The gun. And you can see how crushed he was by the fact that she didn't stand with him at that moment. She changed her mind, but it was a moment of weakness. She just didn't want to see bad things happen to him. But he was like, if I don't stand by my beliefs, then who am I?
Yeah.
And obviously, you need to check what your beliefs and your principles are. If they are wicked and wrong, you need to reevaluate yourself. But again, there's
to repent from your sins, turn from your wicked ways, and follow Jesus.
My face. That's right. Amen. Snaps for Jesus. But yeah, so that I would go with the allegory. I'm going to give it a point because this movie is just such a strong. Guys, I was telling you on Sunday, it's like Patriotic Month. It's gonna be a kind of rough. Like I could tear up. I get so into patriotism and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, he did this for his country, man. He stuck by what he just wanted to serve his country.
Yeah.
And he would do whatever it took to do it the way that, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I like what Moon says there. He says, I loved he even helped the enemy down the cliff to safety, not just his side. That is empowering as well, because in the end, we're all the same inside. It's true. We are all the same. And
because that wasn't his job. His job wasn't to kill people. His job was to save people.
Yep. And even though you're at a time of war, and you would, most people would probably kill the enemy, like the enemy was doing to them, kind of coming out and seeing bodies and just kind of like, oh, you're alive still? Boom, boom, boom,
I mean, that's war.
Yeah. I did enjoy the one part, though, where he's in the cave and he finds the one guy and he's hurt and he's like, no, it's okay. And he helps him. And the guy's like, oh, my goodness, he just helped me.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like, it can't happen now because Desmond Doss the real Desmond Doss has passed away in 2006. But what would have been cool is if somehow he in the future met up with the guy he helped and they came together and, hey, we were at war with each other. This man helped me, and whoa, look at, we're friends now.
That guy probably ended up being a kamikaze somewhere,
blew himself up somewhere. Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I mean, you never know. A little compassion goes a long way, and sometimes people are doing it because they're being told to do it, and they don't really want to, and then somebody shows them some compassion, and it's like, oh, I don't have to be. Not everybody's like this, or whatever the case might be. But let me tally up these points here.
Stunt Brass says, right, we're talking about authenticity and hypocrisy. Great topic. Yeah, I mean, we were kind of. Hypocrisy has been washed down a little bit, I think, in how people view Christians, because just because you sin and you're following Jesus and maybe you fall short in an area doesn't mean you're being hypocritical. It just means you're human and you fell short.
It's more about your attitude towards it. If you think you're better than everybody else, even though you're falling short, that's hypocrisy. That's where it's like, no, that's pride.
But I've seen it to where people look at Christianity and go, oh, everybody's just hypocritical because you say you love Jesus and you follow Jesus, but yet you did this sin or you did that sin. Well, it doesn't mean that they're not trying to follow Jesus.
They might just have an area of weakness or some area of their life they're not been discipled in yet.
Right, exactly. And then there's part of grace. Grace can abound, I mean, on everybody. And now, it doesn't mean, should you sin on purpose? No, you shouldn't do it on purpose, because then it defeats the purpose. But Jesus does look away for a time and gives you grace. So better start repenting now, everybody. of your sins and start
It's
following.
a better life. It's a better life.
It's a tough life, but it's
But it's a better
worth
life.
it. Worth it in the end. That's right.
Oh, shizzle my nizzle, Dan. So,
Good race.
how many points do you think this excellent movie
Oh, of course. It's got to be 10 out of 10.
is? Is it?
Yep. So I didn't hear you say one time that you did it.
Yes, this movie does get a whopping 10 out of 10 points from inside the booth here. So, I won't say it's the perfect movie, but it's a great, fantastic, wonderful, awesome movie. I will say, I like to always throw this out there for some of the viewers who might be concerned with the ratings. It is rated R for violence. There are a few cuss words in here, not that many. A lot of it is more like lewd conversation that guys tend to have with one another, especially because they're in the military barracks and
the blood.
and they put each other down. But there's a lot of blood. You do see the bullets going through people. Somebody's head does get,
right between the eyes.
They get shot in the head and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of blood in this as far as like if somebody's
explosions, takes off their legs, things like that.
And like if the arteries are bleeding, you get a close up and it squirts everywhere. So if you're squeamish for that, this movie might not be for you. But it's a really good film.
It's good. Good to hear, Benjamin. He's still working on you. He's still working on me too.
On all of us, man.
Just like Stunt Brat says, yeah. All of us Christians go through this. We are all under construction. Yes, we are.
So, Hacksaw Ridge. What an interesting movie.
Ridge. It is. I encourage everybody, if you haven't seen this movie, go see it. I don't think it was like a hot topic, popular style movie back when it came out, but it was a really good movie.
I think it was well received, but it wasn't like
it
wasn't like Braveheart or anything,
right? Or like what's the Marvel movies that came out back then?
Oh yeah.
I'm all marveled out, anyways. I'm starting to become Star Wars out. It's not looking.
Are we all?
But they're always things to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you got to save it for the review. If you guys are new around here, at the end of every month, on the last Tuesday of every month, we have the best geek talk show on the interwebs. The review, not the view, but the review. And we just talk about all things nerd. Sometimes we summarize, I guess, what goes on during the month. And we have guests on. So it's not just Dan and I. We get some special guests on to discuss this, that, and the third. And also, so this coming Sunday, we have a
special guest.
We have an interview, a special guest. That's right. R2.
Yes, R2. I do.
Pray for him. Pray for him, Dan. R2, because
pray for me too.
Pray for Dan. R2. He's
I'm a pirate movie guy.
But if anybody knows of Travis Conover, he is going to be the guy we're interviewing this coming Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
How do you say his name? I didn't know how to say his name. How do you say it?
Travis Conover.
Conover? Okay.
Conover. Yeah. Good old-fashioned American.
He's an actor, right?
Actor and producer. He was known for Project Genesis and Find Your Place and some other stuff. You can also find him on Instagram, where he kind of keeps you updated on his projects and things like that. So come on in the booth on Sunday. It'd be interesting to talk to him.
Yeah. That's
see
funny.
you reading this.
Son Brett. Yeah, sorry.
Hey R2, hi. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Constructed ended. Oh, that's true. That's true. Because when you see the face of Jesus,
it's all over.
It's all done. Your construction has ended. That's great. I love it. Construction ended. I won't put that on my tombstone. Don't worry. I don't know if I'll even have a tombstone. Nobody will even know where
I want a mausoleum. So
what's a mausoleum? Is that like those big tombstones? Those big, huge things?
They're the little buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a mausoleum.
You're You're weird.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's like saying I want to be buried in a cavern. Or something.
I think those are two different things, but okay.
Anyways, yeah.
I could be buried at sea, you know.
That's true. You could be.
Give
Well,
back
hey
to the earth.
everybody. I know we're just talking now. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway,
for coming, guys. We love you guys. We love this time we can spend together and just talk with you guys nonchalantly, and you know, we get to share our faith with you guys. And I'm so glad you guys are also sharing your faith with us. You know, we love to see that stuff. And yeah, so thanks for coming. We're at the end of our rope here.
I don't know if we're at the end of our rope, but maybe sometimes at the end of our wits.
going down the ridge. We're done. It's over. It's done. We're done.
No, it's over and done.
But yeah, don't forget, you know, if you love what we do here, don't forget to vanquish the like button, ding the bell, subscribe, and share. Make sure you're always subscribed, and make sure you share. It's always nice to see more subscribers come on. We're at 650 subs right now. 51. Yeah. Oh, 51 now? Oh, woo. Somebody's watching.
We're working our way.
And remember what we said during our commercial. If you guys want to support us in any way, shape, or form, we have a merchandise store. We have our Patreon, and we have a one-time dealio with PayPal. So go ahead and click on any of those and, you know, show some support.
Flash us some cash, why don't you?
Yeah. or yeah. Remember, Tabitha needs a new computer. Yeah. So do I, but we'll buy hers first. So go ahead if you want to give us that $1,000. No, maybe we should make a wish list on Amazon. So,
oh my goodness.
So that people, instead of just giving us the money, because they'll be like, yeah, we'll give you the money and you won't buy it, you can put it somewhere else. So if we get the wish
right,
list,
I'll put it towards my mausoleum fund.
And that's it. R2's driving. Well, drive safe, R2.
Be safe, and thank you guys for being here with us tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. We love you all. And all that jazz.
Are you not entertained?